against the Kings, who have lost a couple in a row here, but they seem to play better teams really, really well here. A lot of young talent. It's been amazing what the Clippers have done here, where they get rid of two guys who are probably going to the Hall of Fame, another guy who's won an Olympic gold medal, and in less than a year's time, they're competitive while also developing some really good young talent.
And you have two guys in at the forward position who are all-star-like players, in Tobias Harris and Gallinari. So you can anchor the youth behind that, and then you put your point guard play, and you have the dog of all dogs at point guard. And so you all of a sudden you can play and still win and develop. And to me, that with Patrick Beverley at the point and those two guys anchored, that really separates the Clippers and makes them who they are.
The Clippers obviously have a much grander plans beyond this year, looking towards the summer.
And shout out to Sam Cassell for this.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, because Sam Cassell, assistant coach there, and probably going to be a great head coach in the near future, the way things are going. In the summer we talked, obviously we played together, and he's like, I said, how good are your Clippers team? I said, after 20 games, where y'all going to be? He was like, we'll be like 12-8. I was like, get out of here. Y'all not going to be 12-8 after and here they are, playing better basketball than that. So these guys are, he understood what he saw there, and shout out to them, because they've developed guys and they knew what they had.
Yeah, talking about, they obviously still looking for that marquee piece, and they're going to try and, as we hear, get that in free agency with all this cap space they have. But to do it while embracing winning. We've heard so much about teams tanking the last several years, and how teams have embraced the fact that we could be bad and then all of a sudden flip a switch with great talent.
But see, I don't think that they ever thought that the trade was sending them backwards. The trade and the trade with Paul or the trade with Griffin was sending them backwards. I think now, after even when they were saying it and what was happening, I thought it was kind of like delusion of grandeur. Oh, no, we're fine. This is the type of team we want. And then I thought it was more delusion of grandeur. And all of a sudden now, this is the team that they actually want, and that you add another piece or two to it, because it's a gritty team. They understand, if you look at a team like Denver, who's playing extremely well in the Western Conference as well, guys like Harold and all these guys, and Lou Williams, they are just beast players, guys who they play great when they play hard. That's different. There's certain guys in the NBA, they don't have to play hard to play great. But when they don't play hard and don't play great, they don't win. Here, to play great, they have to play hard. So winning hard in the NBA is 47 wins. Yeah. Playing hard is 47 wins in the NBA. And then after that, talent takes over.
47.
47. And then talent takes over. You could be over 500 by 5 or 6 games if you just play hard in the NBA every night.
Well,
that's but that's a talent.
Right.
There's a talent of playing hard. Everyone doesn't have that talent. And so it's the same guys who stay after practice, come early. In school, same guys who stay after, work on their math. It's the same thing, but that is a talent. That is an underrated talent in the NBA.
Well, you'll see Tobias Harris, who's Western.
Oh, he plays hard.
Plays really hard. Montrezl Harrell, I don't know if there's anyone who plays harder than him.
And the only way he can play well is what? To play hard.
And think about this, in this era where we said, you've got to either be able to be, a big-time rim protector or a guy who shoots threes. He doesn't shoot threes, and he knows his role. Yeah,
well, and the other thing, and I said earlier in the show, if you don't have to be a three shooter, but you have to be able to defend the three. And at his size and skill and his length, he's able to guard guys at the three-point line and force you to drive into the lane and then become a shot blocker as well.
There's a lot of guys in action tonight that are going to be in that conversation come season's ends for most improved player. Yep. A couple on the Raptors, certainly a couple on the Clippers, and what the Kings are doing too. Now listen, just 10-10, and maybe they come back down to earth here after some surprising wins early on. But De'Aaron Fox is playing really good basketball right now. Yeah, and once he becomes that consistent shooter, and we're not talking about exception, we're talking about because of his speed and ball handling ability, when that shot becomes a consistent, because these are consistent drives to the rim and finishing floaters, but that shot there, when it's going down, that's why they have won games
in that position. He has to be a top 10 player at his position, and for the Kings to be great. And he had been, for the first 10, 12 games, a top 10 player in his position. And can he sustain that is what we'll see.
You know, going back to the conversation we had earlier about LeBron James not necessarily looking at Luke Walton for play calls, Dave Yeager, the head coach of the Kings, told me over the summer that, you know, he got to the point now with De'Aaron Fox where he trusts him for periods of time just to go run the offense because he believes he has a full grasp on how to get everybody involved.
Well, I don't know how you can win without that.
Right.
Like, so at some point, you're going to have to be given that responsibility as a point guard or a leader. LeBron James, like you said, has this for the Lakers, and he's a young player trying to learn that. And the toughest thing about a young player is not learning how to say yes. It's how to say no. No, you can't get it right now. No, I'm giving it to him. No, I'm giving it to no one. Learning how to say no is what De'Aaron Fox is learning how to do.
Clippers Kings coming up 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on TNT.